Once, not long ago, in the great stretch of the 20th century, there stood a giant. It was called the Soviet Union, a union of republics, vast lands stretching from Eastern Europe to the Pacific, ruled by a single powerful system, communism. It had been born from revolution and fire in 1917, rising from the ashes of the Russian Empire. For decades, it was a force to be reckoned with, challenging the West in a cold standoff that gripped the whole planet, the Cold War. It built rockets, sent the first man to space, and held nuclear power like a sword above the world. But inside, cracks were forming. The people were tired. Factories ran but produced goods no one wanted. Shelves were often empty, lines long, and promises unkept. The state controlled everything, what you read, what you said, even what you dreamed. And over time, the silence of the people turned into a quiet pressure deep beneath the surface.
Check, check. Check one, check two, check, check.
Then came a man named Mikhail Gorbachev in 1985, young, bold, and with a mind for change. He saw the rot inside and tried to fix it. He called for perestroika, a reshaping of the economy. He allowed glasnost, a new openness where people could speak more freely, criticize, question. But once people found their voice, they didn't stop. Truths poured out about corruption, famine, oppression. All across the republics, nations long held under Moscow's shadow began to stir. Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia. They remembered freedom. Ukraine, Georgia, Armenia, and others followed. They didn't want reform, they wanted out. In 1989, the world watched as Eastern Europe broke free. The Berlin Wall fell. One by one, the Soviet satellites slipped away. The Red Army didn't stop them. The empire's grip was weakening. Then came 1991. A group of hardliners tried to seize power, to stop the tide and turn back the clock. But the people rose up. In Moscow, a man named Boris Yeltsin stood defiant atop a tank, calling for resistance. The coup failed. Gorbachev returned, but the country he ruled had changed. One by one, the republics declared independence. The Union, once iron and unbreakable, crumbled like old stone. And on December 25, 1991, Gorbachev resigned. The red flag with the hammer and sickle was lowered from the Kremlin for the last time. The Soviet Union, the great titan of the 20th century, was no more. In its place stood 15 new nations, free but uncertain, born from the wreckage of an empire that had once dreamed of conquering time itself.